Hello and welcome to my Volcanic Mine guide. Alright, so in Volcanic Mine, there's not really much that you need to know except for the locations of the vents and gas chambers. So for this method, we'll only be utilizing vent B at the bottom, vent A at the left bottom side, and the gas chamber A, B, and C, as well as the top two vents B and C. That's all. The top vent A we're not going to use, and the bottom vent C we will not use either. And so vents are used to check the stability of the gas chambers, and then the gas chambers are where you fix the stability to go one way or another. And all we're going to do is check the vent and see if that vent's stability is over or under 50%. If it is over 50% and the chamber is blocked, we are going to go fix it by removing that and making it unblocked, and then vice versa. So if it's below 50% and it's unblocked, then we're going to block it. Now if it's under 50% and it is blocked, we're not going to touch it, and if it's over 50% and unblocked, we will not touch it as well. This is the plugin that I use. I use default settings and it is not required whatsoever, but it does provide some nice quality of life by giving you notifications and timers in the minigame. Alright, so this is what I'll be using for a mock run of a non-upgraded vessel and a Rune Pickaxe. So I'm using Prospector, but you can change the Prospector for your best prayer gear or your best weight reduction. Either will be fine. And to begin, you'll pay Petrified Pete 30 Numelites per game, or you'll pay him 3,000 Numelites per permanent access. Now once you enter the Volcanic Mine, you'll be given the heat-proof vessel. So mine's upgraded, so I have to make sure I don't use too many. But the very base version will give you 36 charges, and when it's upgraded it'll give you 72. Most of the time, if you only have 36, you won't be able to make it to the last phase of the boulder. So you'll just be mining to the second to last phase and then leave. And when we drop down, I'm just gonna follow my tiles. So we'll be making our way south towards the boulder. You have to make sure when you throw water, you're facing north, west, south, or east. So this is vent B, we'll check that. If you try to throw diagonally, it won't work. And then vent A. So vent B we need to fix. I mean, it's pretty close to 50, but I like to make sure to fix it. Even if it's slightly. It's just what I do. So whenever the lava monster shows up, you should be praying range. And then once to get over to B, we'll go across this channel right here, and then we'll take this gasol. Alright, so now we've fixed gas chamber B. And then we can run back to the boulder. So if you don't need to fix any vent after you check this one, you can just run back to the boulder. You only need to go to B if you have to fix B. Otherwise, just run straight back to the boulder after you fix A. Alright, after the boulder is phased, we'll follow along this marked line. And we'll just mine until we phase this boulder. So about right now, your stability might be 100%, sometimes it'll be pretty low, like around 70 right now. As long as your stability doesn't drop below 50% by 5 minutes 30, you'll be fine, you don't need to worry about it. But that does mean you need to immediately go fix after the vent change at 5 minutes. So instead of mining here, I have to prepare for my vent change because my stability is dropping, so I might as well. What I'll do is I'll go up north, and I'll follow these tiles. This is vent B, and this one's vent C. So we'll just wait here. Immediately check B, and then go check C. So vent B is fine, and vent C, since it's directly on 50%, I'm not gonna waste time checking. However, if you do need to fix vent B, it's right here. And if you do need to fix vent C, you'll take this gas hole over to this island, and then you will bridge your way over here. And this is gas chamber C, but I don't need to touch it, so I'll just leave. And then we will resume mining. So we have 40 more throws. So that would mean if I didn't have it upgraded, I'd only have 4 more throws. Alright, so after we phase, we'll run north again to the next mining spot. Gonna wait a little bit until it gets closer. And then we'll just mine this until it phases as well. So if you don't have an upgraded vessel, this will be your last boulder phase. The very last boulder phase is all the way over here, and so you won't have enough charges to go and fix it, or to mine it. So after this boulder, we'll just go ahead and leave. Alright, so we're just gonna watch the time. You should be able to get out of here without like 25 seconds because we're so close. So if you do have a lot of time left, you can look if you have the plugin, the point capping over here. So this is for the capping method. Not gonna explain capping method too much, but basically every time you block it, you get 1, and every time you mine it, you get another. And so the point capping method, you just do that for 5 times, because that's the max you can do for points, and then you leave. But if you want and you have extra time after you mine that boulder phase, you can just get the most points that you can by just finishing up your point cap and then leaving. Alright, so that's basically the base run. Alright, so this is what I'll be using for my basically like best setup run. Now there's just a couple things missing, like I could have a better shield, but basically the same thing as the other gear setup, and you can choose whatever you want really. Yeah, the only difference in this setup is no rune pick, using crystal pick, and then max cape over hit points cape. The crystal pickaxe does make a big difference. Sometimes you'll be able to, if you have a good vent, like good vents, then you'll be able to mine the whole boulder all the way until it goes to the whirlpool. It really isn't a huge deal, but it's a lot nicer to have if you can use it. And basically, the whole run is the exact same as the Rune Pickaxe one. You'll just be doing it much faster, which allows you time to mine the very last phase of the boulder. And if you're using a Dragon Pickaxe, you will also be able to get to the last phase, but you probably won't be able to mine it till it goes to the whirlpool. But it's only 100 points, so it's not a big deal. So in this case, my event B is over 50%, so I'll just fix it out of habit. In this case, I need to fix A as well. Take the gas hole over to B. And then we'll just run back to the boulder. And so if you have high enough agility, you don't really need to drink a stamina, because most of the time you'll be mining the boulder and you'll get all your stamina back. But just minor details, nothing big. Right, so events have changed, so the only reason I'm mining here so long is I had so much extra time, and if you put down the platform early enough, like, there's no way I mine it in one platform, I'll have to come back, so I might as well wait. And I want the platform to despawn, so I'll wait there as long as I can, so I'll just fix vents after, or I'll run to vents after it changes instead on this run. So B needs to be fixed because it's under 50 and it's unblocked, and C is okay, so we won't go there. See, now the platform will despawn by the time I get there, which means I can just mine this without having to worry about the platform despawning under me. Alright, so now this is the last phase. This is all you're gonna do, is you're gonna make your connection to this island, and then go down to the mine, the very last phase over here. And you can make it back even if you have to redo your platforms at around like 40 seconds, but if you don't like cutting it too close, you can leave like 50 seconds or even with more time. It's really up to you and what you feel comfortable with. Alright, so I'll leave it at 45 seconds, and I'll redo all the water as well. And that's basically the run for an upgraded vessel.